Hey, what's going on guys? My name is Arshan. Welcome to C# Drills for Beginners. In this video, I'm going to tell you what is data type and what is variable. At the end of this video, you can definitely understand. So what is data type and what is variable, all these things. I invite you to click the link below in the description. It will take you to the my Facebook group. There you have a lot of C# developers and .NET developers. You can ask any kind of the questions, then they will definitely answer it. And if you are new to this channel, just click the red color button and subscribe right now, and click the bell icon to get notification when I upload a new video. Alright, without further ado, let's get started. So first I'm going to tell you one thing to you. So if you are working in any kind of the software technology or any kind of the programming language, the data is mandatory. If you are working in the C# or Java, PHP, Python, if you are working in any kind of the technology or any kind of the programming language, the data is mandatory, guys. The data is actually in the different forms, like integers. I mean, some kind of the numbers or some kind of the decimals, some kind of the characters, true or false. There are different kinds of the data are there, guys. So we need to tell to the system what kind of the data we are giving to the system. That's the exact thing you need to do right over here. So that's why we are using some kind of the data types. I will tell you all those in a bit second. Right now, just I'm telling some kind of pretty simple things to understand. So what is data types and what is values, all those things. As you guys can see here, right now I have some kind of the values like 22, Sujan, 5.10 and A. So what is all these things? Let's say for example, this is a number, and this is a kind of word, and this is a decimal, and this is a single character. So how can I say this is a number and this is a word or a string? Because I'm a human and you are also human. You can understand. So what is all these things? Because when you are in the boyhood or in the childhood, your madam or teacher teach all those things. So that's why you can tell what is all these things, but the system doesn't know anything. So we have to tell to the system, so this is the number and this is some kind of the word. So if you do not tell to the system doesn't understand and it doesn't even take also. Okay, so what we have to do? So we have to tell to the system like this. Let's say for example, so this is the int. I'm declaring int to this value. Then system can understand, okay, this is a value. Okay, I will take this is like as a number. So similarly, I will declare string to this Sujan. Then the system can understand, okay, this is kind of the word. Okay, I will take it and I will compile it. I will do all the things. So this is the actual way to tell to the system. So by using this kind of the data types. So we have a lot of data types like this, guys, and we have a lot of values like this. When we are assigning this kind of the values to the system or in any kind of the programming language, so you definitely mention this kind of the data types, otherwise that system doesn't take. So here we have a lot of data types, guys. I'm going to show you in a bit second. So all these data types, I gave the link in the description below. It will take you to this particular page. Here we have a lot of data types like boolean, byte, s byte, character, decimal, double float, int, uint, like this. Just come to this website, guys. This is really a great documentation. You can come to here and double check all these things. So as you guys can see here I have a lot of data types like boolean, byte. So this boolean is actually inside this namespace. So these are all the namespace. I already told you about the namespaces in my previous video. If you are following along my course, so I think this is the first video you are watching right now. Please go ahead and watch that particular video and come here. Okay, so these are all the namespaces. So inside this system.boolean namespace, so this boolean data type is. Similarly, this system.byte namespace, so this byte data type is there. Okay, like here we have a lot of data types. Let me open one data type. For instance, I am opening this int. As you guys can see here we have a lot of data types inside that int data type. Like you can say these are the sub data types. Here we can see s byte. So this particular data type has some kind of the range as well as some kind of the size also. So what is this range? So when we are declaring any kind of the value to this S byte, you definitely follow this kind of the range rules. So if you exceed this range rule, definitely it will crash. Let's say for example, when you assign 128 to this S byte, it doesn't take, it will definitely crash. So you need to jump to this data type. So if you give 258 or 260, then it will crashes. So it will go to this short like this. So it has some kind of the range rules and as well as some kind of the sizes. If you give any kind of the value to this one, it store only the 8 bytes. It is also store only the 8 bytes. This is 16 byte, then this is the 32 byte, like this. We have a lot of data types, guys. I gave the link in the description below. Just come to this website and double check all these data types. It's completely self-explanatory. Okay, so far so good, but I have a problem right over here. I have the values here and I have some kind of the data types here, but I need to store these values in some kind of the specific location. So these values does not have any memory location or any memory occupation, things like that. So it's time to store these values in some specific location. So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to store these values in some kind of the boxes like this. So these all are the boxes are variables. So let's say for example, I can store this 22 in age variable. I can store this Sujan in name variable. I can store these two in height and grade variables. So variables are actually, it's a kind of the named storage locations. You can store any kind of the values in this kind of the variables. It's completely up to you, but the important point is the variables names should be meaningful. You should not give any kind of the name like XYZ. It's not the correct one. I highly recommend you give any kind of the meaningful names to these variables, because in future if you create any kind of the project, that project may be in some kind of the maintenance like that, then all the developers should read this kind of the variables. That's why I highly encourage you and highly recommend you just to give any kind of the meaningful names to this variables. Okay, so variable means it's a kind of the named location. You can store the variables inside this location. Okay, so it's a kind of the box. Inside the box you can store the values. Okay, what is data type? Data type tells what kind of the data it stores and how much memory it takes. As I said you before, this is the data type. Int data type, it can store only the numbers. This is the string data type. It stores only the strings like this. And what is a variable? Variable means it's a kind of the named storage location which can store any kind of data. So these are all the variables, like as a boxes. It stores some kind of the data. It could be a number, or it could be a decimal, character, string, so whatever it may be. Okay, this is the syntax of declaring the variables. First you need to mention the data type, and next you need to mention the variable name, or after you have to give this variable like this. Okay, that's pretty much it. In the next video I will tell you how to declare the variables in the different kinds of the ways, and I will also tell you how to display the output in the console window in the different ways. I will write some kind of the code in action. I will tell you all those things practically, guys. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in the next video. If you really like this video, just smash the like button. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in the next video.